the lines, all the waves, ribbons of energy locked to the poles in eons past, ages to come. All those lines flip where they're from.
Alright, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agasically Statements from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, as well as, obviously, this channel, the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, here with another episode of An Accounting of Third Measures. This is episode number 417 for Saturday, the 11th of May in this year of our gaming, 2019. We're going to be getting things started in the Division 2 on PC. Now, my approach to this game was I decided I wanted to let this marinate out in the wild for a little bit before I jumped in on it, and I also wanted to kind of see how things shook out on the different platforms. Now, a few weeks after its release, I'm finally ready to dive into it myself and elected to go with the PC for my platform. This is a first boot episode, even though I didn't announce it or label it as such, simply because the game has been out for a while, so calling it a first boot in all caps felt like it would have been a little obnoxious, but for people who have been like me, who have sat on the fence and wanted to kind of see how the game shook out before they plunked down for what was, at least going to be the $60, but could possibly also lead to season passes ad nauseum, I decided that I wanted to take my time with it a bit. And for those people who have stood on the sidelines waiting to jump in, we're gonna do this just like a first boot episode and go all the way from the first double click, so that you can see the entire experience. I don't know why my second monitor came back. It said to only show this on 2. I don't know what's up with that. So here we go. Now, if this thing brings up any personal information right off the bat, what I will do is put you guys on the BRB screen and then get that off, and then I'll be right back. Let me do a couple more pre-flight checks, and then we'll be getting started here. Sad to only show this on 2. So the other thing tonight is I've also got, as a piece of hardware under test, the Logitech G432 7.1 surround sound headset. So I've had an opportunity to test the headphones and the microphone on analog. But the last time I went to try and hook things up using the USB DAC pod that it comes with, it did not work on that PC. So this is the first time I've been back on a PC for gaming, and on a different PC than the last one I tested it with. So I've got things connected a little differently than is my norm when streaming. So we'll talk through that a little bit more. Here we go. Oof. Man, I'm going to be really angry if after buying the game yesterday and going through the install, if it did not already look for all of the, really large flippin' A. Alright, so I'm going to have to put you guys temporarily on the BRB screen while I enter my username and password here. Actually, I'm going to Yeah, I'll put you on the BRB screen real quick.
World is gonna take its toll on you and all of your stuff. Just when you think you're getting over, time and circumstance will call your bluff and leave you out there on the edge of the world, feeling the zen. Sound of one hand clapping, no way out, and what then? Rich man got
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Gascally Status from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel here on YouTube, as well as the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, here with another episode of Out of the Box. Tonight, we're going to be reviewing I always get that wrong, Logitech G432 7.1 surround sound headset, and this is my review unit right here. So, few things about the basic description of this headset. First of all, it just came out in February of 2019, so very early in February, if I remember correctly. The headset right now goes for about $70 on Amazon, $69.99. It has 50 millimeter audio drivers inside the cups, a swing to mute microphone, which is very handy for gamers and streamers. Uh, and has its inline audio control here on the back of the left cup. So no controls inline in the cable, but they are on the back of the cup for some decent convenience. It also is compatible with the DTS 2.0 surround sound spec, and we'll talk about that a little more later. So basic build construction of this headset. It's a $70 headset, so maybe it shouldn't come as a surprise that it's not the best build construction and quality. It's not nearly as nice as a Razer set, and definitely not as nice as a Corsair or Steel Series headset. Um, Very kind of inexpensive, plasticky construction on the ear cups. The headband is also not nearly as comfortable as a Corsair or Steel Series headset. Also fairly narrow for those with a slightly larger noggin, and not a lot of meat to the headband cushion inside here. Also not as comfortable as Steel Series' kind of one size fits everyone stretch to meet headband. For those of you who have used the Steel Series or watched, actually I haven't done a formal review of the Steel Series, so hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about there. Ear cups are not horrible, but they're just, again, not nearly as nice as some of those other higher end headsets. But again, you're paying $70 for it. This is not about out of the box episode, so I haven't actually tested these, so I don't know about sound quality or audio of the earphones or about the audio quality of the mic, so it'll go under testing this week for me to vet that. Um, and lastly, on build construction, the cable also is just a standard rubber cable. It's not a nylon cable. It doesn't feel as nice as some other headsets as well. So on overall design, like I mentioned, you don't get any inline controls on the rubber inline cable. You do have this one here, and then you do have the swing to mute mic. That's particularly nice, like I said, for gamers and streamers who, a lot of times with some mics, I have to wind up securing the audio at my Elgato Stream Deck, because when you sometimes when you mute a mic, depending on how you do it, it kills the sound for the well, when you mute it with the Stream Deck, it kills the audio for the live stream, but doesn't kill it if you're doing a local audio recording. So having a hardware mute function is also very nice. So I do appreciate that. This, for me, sometimes it's a little difficult for me to sometimes feel where these controls are. Um, This is a bit nicer on a Steel Series and on the Corsair. Sometimes they're kind of small buttons, and it's difficult for me to feel exactly where they are. It's nice here having the dial, and it's also nice here that it is right underneath the hinge for the ear cup, because if I can't find the dial, I can reach up and feel that edge and then just slide down and actuate the volume control underneath it. So that should work out pretty well. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have some other features up here, um, but as far as physical control surfaces that some other headphones do offer, um, but in particular in terms of power indicator lights or anything like that. The other thing with this, again, for gamers and streamers going for that aesthetic, you also don't get any RGB lighting with this. Again, it's only a $70 headset. Um, One thing that is neat when we talk about the extras goodies that you do get, it does come with a splitter cable, which again for streamers comes in for me very handy. Lots of times I have to reroute audio a particular way, particularly if I have to get in a party chat, and if that party chat's coming in over Discord or some other method. So you do get a line here that takes the single-ended 4-pole 3.5mm connector here at the end of the headset and splits it out into discrete headphone and headphone input and microphone output jacks. I'm not sure if you could see probably not going to be able to see the symbols there on the end. But you do get that, so that's very nice. I have a few of these already, but I certainly can always use more. Um, and then this is of particular value. You do get a DAC, or digital audio controller, that comes with the G432. You just, if I can find the 3.5mm jack, you just plug that into the end, and then you get a USB capable, basically a sound card that you could plug into a PC. The other thing that I really like about these is this DAC. All the smarts for it are housed here. So I have this still from my old Logitech G330s that I had way back in the day. You can keep the DAC even if you don't have the headset, or if the headset breaks one day. The DAC is fully functional by itself, and you can connect it to another 3.5mm headset. Now, the DTS 2.0 surround sound codec uh, smarts are in this. Uh, so when we talk about this headset being compatible with that codec, again, that's implemented here in the DAC. So this is a pretty nice, decent add-on value, again, for a $70 headset. That's not too bad a deal. Um, so we've talked about functionality, we've talked about build quality. The last thing I want to talk about a little bit is about design. The other unfortunate thing with this is the same design that has been in this headset line for, I don't know, man. I mean, it's got to be like the last 5 to 8 years, maybe, perhaps longer. Um, these are the exact same style of headset that has been here since like the Xbox 360 days. Um, and when you stack it up against, again, a Corsair or a Steel Series, um, those designs are relatively progressive. You know, Steel Series or Corsair is always coming out with headsets that improve on the overall aesthetic and design. Again, they may not be to your particular taste, but they're always progressing. Same thing with Steel Series and their Arctis lines. And so, you know, gamers these days, it's almost required to have a headset, for multiplayer. Headsets typically tend to be the way that streamers go as well, um, or a lot of them do in some cases, rather than a standalone mic, because it simplifies them, again, being both getting their voice into the stream audio and also getting it into party chat. So, and a lot of times, those gamers are looking to um, get a product that satisfies their needs for a fairly low cost. And it's also nice to be then in your stream and have something that looks good as well. These just don't look quite as good as some of the other headsets that are on the market, so that's kind of a negative. Of course, at the end of the day, the real proof in the pudding is in the audio quality of the speakers in the ear cups and in the mic, and that's what we're going to be testing later on this week. So if you have any questions about the Logitech G432 7.1 surround sound headset, in the meantime, feel free to hit me up either with comments on the YouTube video or via my Twitter handle. That's going to do it for me. This has been another episode of Out of the Box featuring the Logitech G432 7.1 surround sound headset. Catch me in my live streams during the week, and always feel free to ask me any questions on streaming tech, PCs, and gaming in general. That's going to do it for me. I'm out.
The absolute beginners came to Georgetown. They were wearing Harris tweed and pork pie hats.
Hey, so what's up in the chat, HD VLS clan, aka Chris? Yeah, so this is, I guess in some ways, this is why I like doing first boot episodes. So anytime you do that first double click on a PC, it's a little random as to what is going to happen and what you might get. And that's the whole point of doing first boot episodes in my live streams. So I was explaining to Chris, I'm super angry right now because I bought the Division 2 in the Epic Store yesterday. I, who have also been championing the Epic Store in social media when other gamers have complained a lot about Epic, I still feel like the reasons for their complaining about Epic are wrong. Um, but, but this is a point of frustration here as we do this test in a live stream. So I bought the game yesterday. The Epic Store downloaded a bunch of files. I, just before buying the game, upgraded the SSD in my gaming laptop, which is where I'm trying to run this from now. The game, as far as everything I could track down, takes about 100 gigs to install. I was at 60 gigs remaining on my 256 gig SSD, so I bumped it to a 2 terabyte SSD. I bought the game. It, as far as I could tell, it downloaded like 200 and, am I thinking about that right? It downloaded a bunch of, downloaded a lot of files. I'm not absolutely certain on the exact number. So this is the SSD here now. When I loaded it, it had about 250 gigs already taken out of it, so it was about at like 166, or maybe a little less than that. It was at 160 something when I loaded it, um, and then I was pretty sure it pulled down another like 200 something gigs of files for when I bought the Division 2. But regardless of the number, the point is that, again, very similar to the way the PlayStation 3 does things, and that system frustrates me. It pulled files down in the Epic launcher, but those files were just like the installer files. And then once you pulled the files down, apparently it was looking for you to launch another executable to actually do the install, but you can't tell that. So when I pulled the game down yesterday, the Division 2 tile in my Epic launcher looked exactly like this with the word launch, which is the same, right? Which made it look exactly the same as Fortnite and Subnautica and Unreal Tournament. And I have played Fortnite on this PC before. It doesn't look any different when it's installed. So as far as I could tell, after it pulled down all those files, I thought the game was good to go. When I went to hit the actual launch button, rather than actually launching the game, what it actually launched was an installer executable. So now I'm sitting here waiting for the flipping thing on live stream, on a regularly scheduled live stream for my Saturday night, waiting for the thing to flip and install 42 gigs of files to play the game. So Needless to say, I'm thoroughly frustrated. That's absolutely unacceptable. I mean, because that's now borked my whole schedule for the night. As far as the only saving grace is, as far as I can tell, all these files are locally on the PC. It's not like it's pulling them down from the internet, so it's not like completely dashing the live stream bandwidth wise. But I'm really frustrated with this. I can't remotely understand why it would behave this way unless Ubisoft insists. And I did read something about Ubisoft's new security mechanism. Unless this is part of Ubisoft's thing now, where they insist that you, before the game even installs, that you log into Uplay so it can phone home and do its license key check against your access to the game before it even allows you to install it. And if that's the case, that makes me just as angry still. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it is, Chris. It's very, it's incredibly frustrating. And again, I go through that on the PlayStation 4. It also frustrates me when you go and buy a game and it says that the game is installed, but the first time you launch the game, it actually says, "Hey, I need to, I need to download an update." Or it's installed, but it's not. I don't know. It seems like you always have to go through a bunch of crap with a PlayStation game, and this is very similar. So I'm really frustrated. How you doing, man? So you said you're setting up your Mac for work. So are you working from home tonight, or are you out on the road? Your MacBook Pro. And yeah, the only reason I didn't just completely shut the stream down is because, like I said, I hope I'm correct in that what this thing is doing is it's pulling all these files are already actually on the laptop. It's just unpacking them and doing the install now. Great way to spend a Saturday night. So yeah, I just getting ready to go out Monday. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's dope. If your work is providing a MacBook Pro for you, but gotta get Office and such installed. Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry, Chris. The the bots that I've configured for my yeah, no worries. Yeah, the bots that I've configured on this thing are like hyper aggressive. So when you said suck, the bot was verifying whether or not I wanted to show that message. So, and then a guy came in my live streams a couple weeks ago when I was playing MLB The Show 19, and he did like a bunch of baseball emojis, and the bot like flipped out and put him on timeout. And I'm like, you dudes need to be freaking calibrated. But I haven't had a chance to go monkey with them yet. So did you live stream today, or at least get any gaming in? This, by the way, like I said, when I do these first boot episodes, this is exactly the kind of thing that I want recorded, so that I remember and people remember that like this is the type of foolishness that goes on when you go to play a game on PC, and this is why a lot of console people who say PCs are bad or PCs suck or they don't want to play on PC because it requires a lot of maintenance and a lot of gymnastics to get things to work. This is the kind of stuff like you set aside time in your day to buy a game and down. Like, I came home early, right? I came home early yesterday to 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 do the SSD upgrade, buy the game, and start the installation before I had to go do other stuff, so that it would be ready to go when I came to sit down and play. On top of that, to stream, And now here I am, and the freaking thing is not ready to go and is not ready to stream. So, like I said, most people won't do first boot episodes. Most people on PC would have tried to launch the game and found this already, but I feel like it's an important thing to actually have to go through some of this pain on screen. So Chris says, "Oh no, it's personal." Okay, all right. I thought, but you have to go on travel for work and you're taking it with you, I guess. I'd just rather do it on a computer than paperwork. Tell night, but relax, right? No, not today. Mother's Day weekend. Gotta make mama happy. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I definitely get all that. Okay. So definitely, clearly, the files were on the PC, or else there's no way in hell it would have installed that quickly. So let's continue on with the first boot episode. And oh boy, let's see how big this update is. Why does it need to allocate disk space? That's a little scary. Oh, Ubisoft. I'm definitely going to need to link to the first half hour of this live stream so that they and Epic need to see what this is and understand. There's no reason that the game could not have completed an automated initial installation after I launched the installer and said, yes, install. Okay, so fortunately it's only 6 gigabytes. However, that it is downloading from the web, so that's only going to come down in however much bandwidth I have left over from the live stream, which kind of should be plenty. So, oh my god, yeah, that's how it goes for me too. Right. This, yeah. Again, the saving grace is I will say it's not any different on PlayStation. Xbox, it's a little better, although Xbox will snag you up sometimes with updates as well, because for some reason in the transition from the 360 to the One, I mean, I remember when the 360, you used to turn your 360 on, and basically any updates that you would have had either would have already pulled down, or else they would have pulled down. Well, I guess they would pull down really fast, because updates used to be, I guess, much smaller. And in the first couple of years of the Xbox One, they seem to always be there. Now, in the last couple of years, it seems to be when I go to my Xbox One to do updates, and they're not already downloaded. So, yeah, thanks a lot for swinging by, man. I do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and announce your presence before we get the game started. I should have had the Formula One cars herald your arrival beforehand, but let's get it started now. That's the herald of the arrival of the great one, the fast one. Turned up those V8 engines for you, V12s, I should say. Oh my gosh, dude! Are you kidding me? It's now pulling down DirectX files. This, oh, by the way, is after I updated graphics drivers, like right before the live stream too. Unbelievable. Because of course, if it needed DirectX drivers, it wouldn't have been set up to understand that before it got to this point. Okay, so that was at least quick enough. This is painful. It has been a long time since I've launched a PC game that's been like this redonk. Oh, thank you for Epic Launcher for indicating that the game is now in run. Although it is not yet presenting on the screen. Alright. Grab your, oh my gosh, grab your popcorn. Dude, my graphics card program updates every time I try to run Apex. Right. Yeah, so I always do my graphics drivers manually. I don't let them auto update. So, dude, did that just say it needs to run a patch? That seemed to absolutely be what it said. Patch data updated. This requires the game to be restarted. Like, are you kidding me with this? This is unbelievable. Yeah, I used to let the GeForce Experience auto update my GPU drivers, but then I got a couple auto update the GPU drivers, but then I got a couple updates on a couple machines that borked. You know, the drivers were bad, or there was a problem with them, and it borked the operating system of a given PC. And after that, I was like, nope, I'm always so. So my big thing now is whenever I do GPU updates, I always do a fresh install, which is the way we used to do them back in the day before you had the GeForce launcher, you know, with the capability to do these automated updates. They used to always tell you, you know, always like completely uninstall your old drivers and then install your update drivers. So Chris says, "Oh my god!" But at least it shows the entire process of trying to get these PC games running. LOL. Yeah, and I would say this is a kind of unique in the dynamic between.
Enable menu narration, English only. No. Cycle with left or right. Press back to return.
No.
No.
Large fonts. No, we don't need that. Subtitle mode. Yes. We'll just go ahead and run full captions. Is there a medium size? Yep. Subtitle language English. So, Chris, have you played The Division 2? Subtitle contrast is fine. Do not invert the y-axis. Mixed type home cinema. I'm just gonna go ahead and put. I'm gonna leave it on home cinema. These are supposed to be 7.1 surround sound headphones, so. Ooh. So finally, after about 30 minutes of dorking around, 40 minutes. I'll call it 30 minutes. Dork to 50. Ooh. Just randomize my character. Nope. 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 Why is toggle body type? Okay. Now let's randomize. Why is it taking me so long to get a brother again? It gave me one like right off the bat, and now I can't. There we go. Damn. Alright, that's good enough. Continue. So Chris says, no, I played the first one, but I'll get a copy off a bootleg if I get bored. LOL. Okay. No. I'm good. It just randomized it. I obviously don't want to go through all these. Hold to accept. So this is like the 10th time it's asked me to confirm. Brother's got a tat. So that's So that's interesting. So the game
Agent, meet me at the gate.
didn't take me through any type of tutorial or setup screen or anything. What I am a little nervous about is, yeah, I played the first one too, Chris, and I kind of bounced off of it. Again, that one felt like you really needed to be online with friends. It's interesting. None of these look like settings to me. Progression, character, apparel store, club, free update. I guess I'll just run it like this. I would have liked to have been able to get in and at least adjust my graphic settings and whatnot.
Jump over it.
Crouch. Crouch.
Coming from behind that barrier. Incoming hostiles. Keep firing to take them out.
Well, I'll say I don't like the lack of customization because I have some very specific ways that I normally want to set up stuff for PC gaming, but I will say this is the fastest onboarding I've ever experienced. I mean, they drop you right in the game and immediately have you start doing useful stuff, so that's... Can't say that I am entirely unhappy with that. Who was shooting that ish? Say I'm disappointed that I haven't blown anybody up with any of those gas tanks yet. Chris says, yeah, I made level 128 DMZ and gave up on it. I still have it installed on my PS4, but hardly touch it. Got too many griefers now. Yeah, I don't intend on doing any PvP stuff unless I get with a somebody who's running multi who insists on doing it. I don't like crouch speed. No! What was that, dude? Yeah, I don't. I really don't like crouch being on. No, don't. Okay. Well, and this is why I want to be able to customize my controls right away. No, 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 move, 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 move. Who's?
We have to get down there to help him.
So I forgot, if you mentioned, man, I forgot. I apologize for not seeing it, but did you stream today, or did you at least get any gaming done? I usually have my control set differently for mantling. And so I keep mantling when I actually mean to crouch. So again, this is why I need the ability to quickly get in and what is that? Yeah, just... Well, I gotta go to bed, but I hope you have a good rest of your stream. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you coming through and stopping by. I know that it is late, and it was not easy for you to make time in your evening to swing by, so I do really appreciate it. Hope you have a good night, and have a good Mother's Day tomorrow. Peace. Peace, peace.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully the rest of my live stream will not go the way the first 30 minutes of it did.
See to those barricades and have someone radio the patrols to be on the lookout for stragglers. Some of those bastards got away. I didn't expect another attack so soon. You okay? If this keeps up, I'm gonna have to relocate. Come on, help me with this. We're stretched too thin to protect everyone here. Not again. Get to the waterfront. That can't be right.
Yeah, man, no worries at all. I just appreciate you just stopping by for even 5 minutes, man. It's all good. You hung out for a good amount of time, too, man. I really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'd have been sitting here complaining to myself about the crappy game install with the Epic launcher. So, I appreciate it.
This is a distress code.
You want to get you some sleep, bruh?
How is this possible? Get down! Everybody get down! Someone has to stay. We can't just leave these people here. Whatever happened, it needs to be fixed or it's all over. You go!
Alright, so we can go ahead and start talking about the tech that's being used to render the live stream tonight. So for a capture card, I am using the Elgato HD60s. For webcam, I'm using the Logitech C930E. For a microphone and headphone, I'm using the Logitech G432 7.1 surround sound headset. Again, this is a product that I have under review. This will probably be my final round of testing. As I mentioned earlier, I have had an opportunity to test it over its analog connections, both for audio and for the mic. So tonight I'm testing it over the digital sound processor, which comes with a little USB extension that you plug the 3.5mm analog connector into. So after this, we'll have some good footage where I'm able to really listen closely to the microphone quality.
And now, for the first time in centuries, what we want is also truly what we need. In the face of disaster, we helped each other.
All of that equipment is hooked up and running over to my secondary gaming PC, which I'm using as a streaming PC tonight.
A new normal. But there are also those who build nothing, create nothing.
Hyenas preying on the weak. They've made our world bleed. But we don't stand alone. A brave few have sworn to protect us and save what remains. They unite us.
Remind us that we are one people. They are our shield and our light.
So what's unusual tonight is normally what I do is I always want to get the game audio myself from the actual gaming PC. OBS does allow you to pass through audio directly to whatever you have selected as your primary direct sound output. And that's the way I'm listening to it tonight. So I actually have the G432 connected to the streaming PC. And then I am taking the HD60s audio pickup over HDMI and outputting it from OBS to my direct sound output, which in this case I have configured as the G432 headset. And that is how I am able to hear the in-game audio. And this is something that I normally don't do, although now, having done it, and it not being the issue that I thought it would be, I may do this more often, because it'll simplify streaming setups if I can just have everything connected to the streaming PC instead of, everything's connected to the streaming PC except my headphones. And then I have to figure out a way to, you know, to have a mic that's going to the streaming PC, but have a set of headphones that's going, that's getting an audio feed from the gaming PC. That's also a limitation because I don't know in the past I haven't liked doing that. It's also a limitation that tends to make me use my wireless headsets infrequently when streaming. Because unless you pay for a license to a channel virtualizer, which is something I need to do anyway, there isn't really a way just natively within Windows to get audio that's being sent to a wireless headset split out and routed virtually to a secondary audio channel. Like I said, unless you pay for a license for an audio channel virtualizer. Now, over analog, you can do that natively within Windows 10 if you have a Realtek sound card, which 99% of motherboards today do. You can take
incoming alert on the SHD.
Press 3 to equip your sidearm.
Flash priority.
The base of operations is under attack. Hostile forces have breached our southern perimeter. We are in need of immediate assistance.
Oh, wait.
Need immediate assistance from any nearby
No,
agents.
I don't want to log out. Yeah, I don't see any way. I have my sidearm equipped. Yeah, I don't like that he lost the sprint. Now this is yet another game that would benefit from a lean mechanic. I kind of don't like the fact that there isn't one, because I really feel like in the 21st century, every first-person shooter game, and definitely every third-person shooter game, so I should take that back, every third-person shooter game should have a lean mechanic. I haven't really been searching bodies, but some of these guys have equipment or stuff that they're leaving behind. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really bothered at this point that I don't know if I'm just missing something, but settings. Open. Okay. There we go. Dialogue volume, mix type, mute audio and focus lost, disable VoIP. Thank goodness. I was like, I can't figure out. It's weird that they're not letting me open my own settings and configure them as I would see fit. So I wonder if the button layout, oh no, key mapping is down there as a separate option. Okay. Graphics. Really? Did they dumb it down to that? Alright. Yeah, we'll just leave it on high. That's fine. Yeah, these settings are high enough that I'm not really gonna mess with pushing the machine while I'm on stream. It's fine on resolution. Nope. No, that's fine. Really don't have any problems with the HUD. I do want to make sure that, I wonder what you can do with dual monitor. We'll have to check that out another day. Key mapping. Oh boy. Forward, back, left, right. Sprint. Interact. I don't know. Let's put interact on E. Use cover. Yeah, so no. Climb should be space, right. And use cover should be all. There we go. Reload on R, that's fine. Zoom in melee. Yep. Why don't you put that on Z? I don't know what the difference is between instant use and use agent skill. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I don't think any of these other ones are critical, so I'm fine with... Yep, okay, thanks. I think this is way down in the weeds of stuff that I don't really need to mess with. Alright, I think we're pretty good for now. Oh, I didn't see that guy. I didn't realize that that guy was up there. Why? Ah, come on. No, I moved, so something's wrong here. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't like the fact that, why is there no pause in this game? Oh, no pause. So I had... Zoom in. Right mouse button. Yeah, somehow I've lost... I don't understand that. But I know that it's aggravating. I don't want to reset. Zoom in or melee. Yeah, why? So that has gone. Great. That has gone to nothing but melee. I don't understand that. Why is it? Fire weapon is left mouse, but no, that's the problem. That's what I actually want. Aim. Let's see if that is to my liking. Yeah, we got it back. Why is he stuck? Okay, but my control shouldn't be stuck forever. What the heck?
Vital signs critical.
Why? It's getting on my nerves. Key mapping. Did I move forward somehow? It. Nope. Flipping A. Backwards. Left. Right. Sprint E. Alt. A. Fire weapon should be left mouse button. Aim. Instant use. Agent skill. That should be Q. Nope. Actually, it shouldn't. It should be Q and Z. Do I have this resolved now? I think I do. Where'd she put that thing? Go, 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 go. Just go, get up. No, you don't have to mantle. Just. What is that? Is that Rudolph? What?
I've got eyes on a division agent heading north toward the White House. Looks like they've cut down a group of hyenas and are headed this way.
Agent, if you can hear us on this frequency, keep pushing forward and blindside these bastards.
Been a little rough. Not having that control scheme down. Oh my gosh. So as I mentioned to Chris before, I played the Division 1. Yeah, I don't really like, so that's just not a... So this creates some interesting possibilities. I don't have a grenade. I've also not been seen yet, though. Let's go with the sidearm and... I think I want to take out as many of them with these fuel barrels as I can. Ouch. Some heavy resistance. Is that guy on a machine gun mount? So now, well, there's always a little bit of getting into the groove that's required with any new game, or even for me whenever I lay off of a game for a long time and come back to it. Definitely had to get through that tonight. Run and gun. For lower armor, hold to use an armor kit and replenish. Hold what? Use an armor kit and replenish armor while in combat. Now again, one of the things that frustrates me here is, so I know that I ignored the use armor kit that was originally on V, so I think that won't be an issue. Yeah, guys, kind of skirmish. So what I don't like is oh, those are good guys. Oh, here we go. Come on. Would you? Enough with that. So you got no loot. Crouch, crouch. Okay, so it looks like they auto pick up ammo, so that's good. So that's a thing that always frustrates me, is like I don't need to fat finger. Well, I don't know how my heck. Okay. Nice. So we probably got about 20 more minutes left in the live stream. Unfortunately, a lot of it was spent doing a bunch of herky-jerky and trying to get the blasted game to install. That's sometimes how it goes. PC gamers notice. Nice. What? This is going to take me forever to understand. Can't really get by there. Objective is down here.
No, we're okay.
So, but yeah, using the headset on the streaming PC it opens up some interesting possibilities that I may monkey around with later in other streaming setups.
I'm guessing the division alert brought you here? Damn glad to see you. Let me show you exactly how screwed we are. Ever since the JTF imploded, the city's become a playground for murderous fuckheads. There are several main factions, and a whole lot of bottom feeders sucking up whatever the big dogs miss. A few civilian settlements are still holding out against all this villainy. They need more help than we've been able to provide, especially...
So I'm seeing a hitch in the live stream, and I don't understand what's causing that.
That's Kelso. She's one of the last
I
surviving
wonder if that has
agents
something
in
to
DC.
do with the
She's
HD60.
operating out of the theater settlement on a priority mission. You should go check in with her. If anyone knows how to get these systems back online, it's her.
It's a little aggravating.
Oh, and introduce yourself to the locals while you're at it. It'll comfort them to know there's a new sheriff in town.
By the way, Agent, head downstairs and check in with the quartermaster. He can get you set up with some division tech. You're gonna need the edge.
Talk to the quartermaster. Level up. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of my friends playing this on PC, but I'm sure that there are a few. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with turret as my first skill unlock. Okay, very cool. Then it pops a little turret above your head wherever you're taking cover. Yeah. I guess you have other variants of turret, incinerator, and sniper. Okay. Equip and modify your skills. That's been auto-equipped to E. Alright. Okay. Coop. Well, I've talked to him now, right? I mean, is that still a mission objective? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Hold E to unlock. Now. Okay, then the scoff at second weapon can be equipped. 2 primaries and 1 secondary. Okay. So, their main foothold in the form of. So it seemed. Don't seem to. Okay. Okay. And that has me go to an underground entrance. Now that's for levels 4 through 8. which I think is too high for me. You could go here. Now I do seem a little confused. Underground entrance. But this is that where that's where they want you to go for the mission objective, right? Find a Desassoyer at the theater, okay? GPS is on. So I feel like I'm done here.
Here you go. Best
Vendor.
beer in the city. Come take a look. What can I do for you?
Do I have any cash? I can't really tell. Oh, yeah, I've got $100. So let's use it to buy a G.
That's good stuff.
Oh, so I do have a crappy backpack, so we can get this. It won't let me buy it. Why? Oh, because I guess it's 165. Okay.
Good trading with you, Agent.
No.
Pleasure to see you.
Okay, so I can't afford any of those. Now, didn't I thought there was a way to get into... I thought there were group categories.
Looks like high-end gear.
That G compares. I mean, I know the only thing that he has for sale isn't just backpacks, right?
Glad we got that settled.
Ooh, so that's the real map. Alright. I'm trying to get to this treasure map that
Biggest inventory in DC.
he was yammering about when he came in.
The neighborhoods you'll be moving through are hyena territory. They're a bunch of vicious assholes who prey on the weak and vulnerable and kill for kicks. And they destroy whatever they can't steal for themselves. They've been an especially serious problem for the theater settlement. Given our situation, we need the help of the settlements. But they can't do much if they're struggling to survive. So see what you can do to take some pressure off them. But don't forget that we have to get the Shade Network back to full strength. In a lot of places, the division has been the only thing holding people together. But where DC is the priority, most agents are completely cut off. They're not gonna last long without support.
I appreciate what the game is doing by keeping me from walking off of edges, but that's a bit overly protective right there. Do I know where I'm going? Yeah, I can come out this way. Yeah, I don't know what that is with that hitch every few seconds. So I guess I'll just run it like I own it. Until otherwise. So again, hear some gunshots there. Okay, he's engaged. Really? Ooh. Loot. Oh. He doesn't have any loot. Oh, my objective is all the way up there, so I do have to cruise through some more resistance. And I'm sorry, but it's almost 12:30 in the morning here, and it's my second night being up late and gaming and streaming, so that's interesting. I would say by and large, gas barrels are not left around for no reason.
Electronic device detected.
Now? Hold up. They're still too spread out. This is gonna be good. Not if they notice us first. Keep your goddamn head down. Look at those idiots.
Is this me overhearing some bad guys?
Get your fucking head down. What are we waiting for?
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be a fucking piñata party. If you're expecting candy, you're in for some disappointment. The candy isn't the fun part. The fun part is seeing it fly everywhere when you whack the shit out of the piñata. I don't think I'm gonna be too disappointed.
Dang. What is hitting me upside the head?
Can't see him. Unloading on him.
Nope, I think I'll actually be alright for that. There's that. Let's... Alright. Okay, so we're probably going to go for about 4 or 5 more minutes. This, unfortunately, is one of those games that I could probably sit here and play forever if left unchecked. Is this a dude up here? Yeah. Alright, come on. Freaking smoke. Go, go. No, 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 no. Alright, fine. Come on. Let's cross the street and change the geometry here. Now, what's interesting will be how far. It doesn't look like they will give chase outside of whatever operating area you found them in. Still got to turn to my right to get going where I want to go. Feels like this is pushing me back. Of course, my fear is that this might be lying for me in wait here.
Incoming backup request.
Open the map. I don't know where that other agent asked for assistance, though. And I'm too focused right now on just getting out of here and getting some sleep. So in fact, I think that's where on both occasions now I've wound up going a route that I may have taken more quickly. I'm saying the best way is straight ahead, though. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for tonight's live stream. I apologize that we spent so much time dorking around with just trying to get the blessed game installed, but be curious to hear what other people think who've had inventory or access to both. Yeah, and that 7.1 surround sound is definitely creating some sounds that make me feel like, well, where exactly is that? That does not sound like it's... So he won't mantle this. Oh, okay. So I mistakenly thought that... I thought that I'd already tried to repel off that. I guess I was expecting a different set of feedback to tell you. Ooh. This area reminds me a lot of like a Gears of War map. Was there a way to change the I forget that I always do this at my peril. Can I change my toggle outrun? No, I don't even know what I'm looking for. Oh, changing the rate of fire. No, it seems like there's a bunch of other stuff, but...
Portable device detected.
No, would you... Please blow up, thank you. Okay, so that is that armor level. Melee him! Melee him! I'm like... That should have been like an easy do. He should have mantled that and just popped him right in the head with the blasted rifle butt. So put me all the way back here. Okay, well that's going to do it for me for tonight, for tonight's live stream. I'm very interested to play this game. Hopefully I'll be a little more lucid tomorrow and well rested, and we won't be fighting the just getting the install done like I did tonight. Wonder if I blow that, if it'll... Nope, just create a bunch of fire. But thanks so much for anybody who happened to swing by and join in the live stream. Chris, thanks so much to you for stopping through. If you're watching the archive version of this video, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So many others have done in the recent days. I appreciate all of you as well. I apologize that I made so many errors in tonight's live stream. Oh, my vital signs are critical? Good. Of course, taking those guys out with pistol was completely unnecessary. Now, one problem, I guess, is I keep saying I can ignore loot, and it's not critical right now. I haven't checked to see if I've just been getting, like, if I've gotten any better guns. What is this? Spec character. Field proficiency cache. One gear item, one weapon. Do I just open it? I don't know what I'm... Okay, like I don't... I feel bad for, I don't know if that was like a real person that was calling me for help. I do know I feel a little bad, because Probably gonna have to drop some innocents on the way there. People who just don't know any better. Okay, so that's my unique skill. Skills. Spec character mod. Man. Okay. Like I said, I'm tired. It's not the time to be figuring out crafting. These good guys are bad guys. It says they're bad guys. Do wish I knew how to go to single shots so I could experiment a little more with getting headshots.
It's over! Can't believe we did it.
Portable electronic device detected.
I don't know where that person was. I thought they were somewhere. Great. Great.
You're coming up on the theater settlement. The woman who runs it is named Odessa Sawyer. Try to stay on her good side.
Ah, cool. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, well that is definitely going to do it for me. Thanks so much again for anybody who happened to swing by and joining the live stream. If you're watching the archive version of this, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can just be notified via whatever means you have as to when I am about to go live or have otherwise uploaded content. Until next time, happy hunting, take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, play the games that you like, and stream the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Elgato HD60s from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube. We'll definitely be back tomorrow. That tomorrow night will be my 4th regularly scheduled live stream of the week. The last one, at least as far as ones that are regularly scheduled. And we'll definitely be playing some more of this on PC. So, thanks again. That's going to do it for me. Until next time, good night, good luck, and good gaming. That's going to do it for me. I'm out.